Oh, hi guys, it's Emma again. Welcome back to the spare room. It's the weekend again. We better make some bits for this engine. I've been dragging my feet a bit on this because I've got a fairly major signwriting / art project in progress, and I can't show you any of that because it's part of a swap, and it's supposed to be a surprise for another month, so I've taken some pictures, but you'll have a look before we send it away. The other reason is that it's been cold. It's freezing here overnight. We've got the heater in the workshop here, and I don't feel a whole huge amount interested in coming in here after work, and it's been a busy few weeks. We've got a trainee and a few things, and making lots of bits for this. So anyway, it's Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon now. Laundry's done, dishes are done, dinner's on, and it's time to make some bits. So there's a few fairly simple parts for this cylinder assembly to make. Have a look. The first one is the back cover and the front cover, which has got a reamed hole through it, and a bit of a step for a gland. This bolts on here eventually, and the excess there is trimmed off, but there's a cover's got to go on the front and a cover on the back, and there's a piston goes in the middle, so pretty straightforward. These have got a hole tapped here, and one here and one here. We're probably going to mark the 3 holes out in the dividing attachment and the dividing wheel in the lathe, and then drill them, spot through these and drill these and tap them to fit that. So let's go ahead and set this up in the 3-jaw, face him off, machine the spigot to go in the end of the cylinder nicely, and part him off and turn him around, machine the back, mark the holes, drill him. So I've set this up and machined this step on here. It's a nice fit. It doesn't want to be sloppy, and it doesn't really want to put a push or a press fit because you'll score the bore. But this is a good fit. It's still a little bit long there, so the last operation on this side is to machine this down to 3/16 long, so that's the next job. Just check it as we go. And always stop the machine. And on the last cut, it's a good idea to back this tool out too, so that you're not leaving score marks as you come back. And that's going to do for that side. Just going to break the edges, polish the outside here, part him off. Now, parting off's pretty simple in the lathe. It's something that there seems to be a lot of mystery about. There's really only about 3 things that are really important for parting off. One is a fairly sharp tool, but that's a given anyway for any machine work. But the first thing is that your tool's got to be on centre. It's got to be parallel this way. It's easy with a quick change tool post to get it out a little bit, so that's important. And the third one is you've got to have a machine that's capable of doing it, and a lot of Chinese machines aren't, sadly. So if you're having trouble parting off, you can re-scrape and adjust your machine and get it right, or buy another one or use a hacksaw. It's pretty much, sadly, that's the choices. And that's what I believe anyway, and some people probably have a belief that they just don't have the right technique, but 9 out of 10 problems with parting off is the rigidity, or the way the machine's put together or not put together, or the quality of your slides and the rigidity of your machine. It's as simple as that. An old gent that I worked with one summer holiday on a big lathe, and I mean a big lathe, we were machining about 5-foot dump truck wheels, I guess, machining the centres out of them and putting new ones in when the stud holes got slogged out. And he used to say, and nearly every day he'd say this, that rigidity is the secret to machine tools, and it is. Buy the biggest, heaviest machine you can. Don't buy a Chinese machine and hope to do some work on it that's any good, because you will fail again and again and again till you get the machine adjusted and get it sorted right. So big solid machine tools. That's why I don't have a mill, is because something that will do the work to the quality that I would like it to do, I just haven't seen yet. So anyway, that's one. That's one cover. Hold him in that end and machine a bit of a land on there and mark the holes out. But before we do that, we've got to make another one that's exactly the same, with one difference: it's got a ream 1/4 inch hole through it. So I'll do that. So there we go. There's the back end cover. It's got quite a lip there, but this hole's back nearly 3/16 of an inch, so that puts all that in the right position. You can see the hole in there just. And this one comes through here. We've still got to clean the outside out. But that's the 2 covers. So next job's to set these up nice and gently. Perhaps with a little bit of glass paper in there, just so we don't have to grip them very tight. And this one's just machined down to 100 thou here. Well, 93 is 332. And this one the same. Let's put a little bit of a decorative piece in there. But we've got to mark the PCDs on there, just 3 places, and all ready for 3 8BA screws. Have a look, that wants to be quite a lot shorter there yet. Again, these probably aren't that critical, these measurements, but they want to both look the same on each end of the cylinder, so So they're both down to the same thickness, or they should be. The next operation here is to mark the PCD, the pitch circle diameter, the centre of the holes basically, the centre circle of the mounting holes. myfordboy has put 3 bolts on a 840 radius. This is 1 inch diameter, so it's 160 thousandths of an inch shorter, which is 80 on each side, which is basically 2 millimeters on this machine. So I've set this up, the tool up on the outside of the outside diameter here, right nice and close, as good as I can see, with a loop. And I've gone in 2 millimeters, zeroed the hand wheel, and I've gone in 2 millimeters, so that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to do both hand wheels at exactly the same same setting, so they've got to be somewhere near the same. Or both end caps at the same setting. There. Just touching. Swap them over. Do the other one. And so I've used the indexing pick in the back here with the motor turned off. Very difficult to get a good shot of the back of the lathe here, but there is an index pick here that works in this wheel. And there's 24 pitch circle, so I've just gone 8 teeth, or 8 holes, and then 8 holes and 8 holes, and I've marked the points like that. This one's the same. Put a centre punch in the 3 holes, drill them. And we'll clamp them up on the job so that they're nice and square on there. That hole there has got to be pretty square onto here. And just spot them gently. Take these off. These are still got to be finish cut, so we're going to put a fine finish on them. And that's going to be the covers pretty well done. So there we go, they're all tapped. They're 8BA, which is not a very big tap. And they're bought bolts, which are really nice, they're hex head. I haven't filmed doing this, and I feel a bit like it's kind of a catch-22 situation. I don't want this engine build to run into 61 parts and be long and slow and boring, but I don't really want to miss some interesting parts of the job either, which is this particular one. What I've done, and I'll just explain this, is that I've drilled these to tapping size first, and then sat that on there and clamped it, and spot drilled them, just touched them so that you've got marks, and then drilled the 3 holes, which is pretty straightforward. Tapped them and drilled this out afterwards, so they do only line up one spot and they're not out very much. It's kind of 2 parts of stuff all. And one more size up on the number drill and the clearance and they'd all line up, but that's plenty good enough, and there's not a whole lot of space there, so no one's ever going to pick that they're not exactly right. So anyway, there's that cover and that cover. Job's done. Next job, I guess, is a cover for here. which is pretty straightforward, and I'm going to do that with the shaper, I think. Just by way of interest. It'd be a very easy part to do in the 4-jaw chuck, but I might just do him with the shaper. It's pretty straightforward. And about all we've got to do then is eccentrics and rods. Oh, and some pistons. So there's not much more to do on this engine. We better get in and get it finished. But that's what that looks like. It's a bit top heavy. It's not going to be, without some bolts in it, it's not going to sit there particularly well. Anyway, guys and girls, thanks for watching. That's it for this video. It's our 2 covers done. More soon, and be kind to each other.